November 12th, 2023, 7:21 a.m. I opened my inbox to find an email addressed to me by someone named Hina. It read,
I started working for Pierogi around the time of this video. All video footage of the interactions between and scammer Payback were actually me being used as a thirst trap in order to gain information from the scammer, and this is also how I started working for scammer Payback as a live stream and video translator. A short time after working with him, it became clear that his intentions of our relationship were more than just professional, during which I was groomed by my boss and used as a sexual object. He used to get drunk and message me all the time, asking me to get HKD high-key drunk with him. Eventually, this led to him asking for videos and nudes and poses to reenact for his sexual fantasies. I would like to add that he is married with children and his public image relies highly on him being a man with Christian values. I'm attaching some of the screenshots to this email. I have many more that include sexual images and propositions. These are the screenshots showing how obsessively he behaves and the fact that he would not take my silence as an answer. I'm from a third world country. I was getting paid in dollars and not complying felt like it would jeopardize my job and source of income. Thank you for your time, Hina.
This was not the first time that I had ever heard Pierogi's name. I've actually been consuming scam baiting content for years now, and I would consider myself a very big fan of the genre. But if you don't know who Pierogi is, allow me to introduce you. Pierogi is the alias of this man, who runs the YouTube channel called Scammer Payback. The scam baiting genre has a lot of heavy hitters, but Scammer Payback, having over 7 million subscribers on YouTube, is arguably one of the most popular ones. Perhaps the most important thing I want you to take from watching this video is that I do not want you, nor do I expect you, to immediately end your support of Scammer Payback because of this video. While Scammer Payback did originally start with Pierogi, it has since evolved to be an entity that employs many people. There are employees of this company who rely on Scammer Payback for their livelihood. And I would be remiss to say that, oh, they don't even do that great of work, because Scammer Payback does amazing work. They have helped victims of these scams by recouping their losses or even stopping the scam before it even gets to the point where the scammer can access the victim's bank account in the first place. Scammer Payback has helped a lot of people. It has helped bring widespread awareness to the topic, and the channel has made a positive impact on the entire world. This video is not some kind of hit piece against Scammer Payback, and I don't want to see the channel lose its audience because of the actions of Pierogi. They do really important and impactful work, and I would never dream of taking that away from them. This video is about Pierogi as a person, not Scammer Payback. So please don't send any hate, bullying, harassment, anything like that to anyone involved in this situation. While we're out here giving disclaimers, this video is not meant to defame or slander Pierogi. Defamation and slander would require that I am knowingly spreading false information about him, and I would not be making this video if I were not 100% convinced by the evidence that I will be sharing with you today. The rest of whatever I say here is strictly my own opinion and my own personal interpretation of the situation. And I also recognize that other people might interpret things differently than me. Personally though, I do believe everything that Hina has told me. Hina even allowed me access into her private Discord account to verify this relationship between her and Pierogi for myself. She did, in fact, have an extensive history with Pierogi in the form of thousands of Discord DMs with him that took a very long time to get to the top while I was scrolling through them. I was also able to confirm that this Discord account that she claimed to be Pierogi was actually attached to his YouTube and Twitch channels. That all being said, this is all still anecdotal, and while there are many screenshots and screen recordings to back up Hina's claims, those screenshots did come from Discord channels that were constantly being recreated and then deleted over and over again. The only evidence of the existence of this specific Discord channel / channels that we'll be profiling here are in the form of Hina's screen recordings and screenshots. The screenshots that Hina sent at first were intriguing, but I wasn't sure exactly what I was looking at or what any of the screenshots meant. So obviously I responded to Hina's email, and shortly after we were connected on Discord.
I want to know why you reached out to me specifically to help you, because I know that you have some contacts and stuff. What made you reach out to me?
I liked how objective you were, right? You weren't really siding with one person, you weren't giving both sides. And that's something that I really wanted in the way I released it. Secondly, if someone knows me, obviously people can go like, oh, they know her, they're just siding with her.
I spent the past few months really just debating on whether or not I even wanted to take something on of this magnitude. But ultimately we ended up here because I feel like, in my opinion, Hina deserves justice. Pierogi deserves to be held accountable. And I think that there's a lot that humanity as a whole can learn from this situation. And hopefully it will improve workplace relationships somewhere, somehow moving forward. There are two sides to every story, and what we're about to hear is Hina's side. I pride myself on being able to hear out both parties, to hear every side of every story. But Pierogi did not give me that opportunity, despite me exhausting literally every avenue I had to contact him. I sent a DM to his Instagram, which went straight to his message requests, never to be seen again. And since Instagram and Facebook are both owned by Meta, I couldn't send like another message on Facebook because it just went to the same place as the first message I sent on Instagram. I went to X, where I found that his DMs were turned off. I couldn't DM him on Discord because he has it set to only accept messages from people who had servers in common with him. My only other option was email. He has 2 email addresses listed on his YouTube account, one for business inquiries and one for their tip line. I sent an email to both of them. I then had Hina send Pierogi a Discord message since she had already been in contact with him through DMs, and he responded promptly. This is how that conversation went.
P, I need to have a serious conversation with you. Please let me know whenever you have time.
Sup, how goes it?
Yay, would you be able to do a quick voice chat, or would you rather I type it out?
Yeah, type it out because I'm pretty slammed, sorry.
Okay, well, I wanted to be the one to let you know since I still consider you my friend. Regardless of everything, Savannah Marie will be contacting you shortly via email. Please do read it. It's very important for me, please.
What is that?
Well, she sent the email. Read it and you'll know. Just know that I do and will always consider you my friend.
What do you mean?
I wanted you to hear this from me first, since I respect you and I really want you to be able to give your comment. I'm exposing you for workplace sexual harassment.
After that last message, silence. Neither myself or Hina have heard anything from Pierogi since then. But needless to say, he knows this is happening. He has knowledge of this video being created. And he had every opportunity to provide a statement to me or even defend himself. Not even to me. He could have just talked to Hina if he wanted to. It's been over a week and I've been expecting a cease and desist letter or some sort of legal correspondence. But I have heard absolutely nothing. Some might say that this is just him playing it smart. But in my opinion, his silence is a statement in and of itself. The email I sent to him was basically just like, hey, Hina is going to be exposing you for sexual harassment in the workplace. Here's your opportunity to speak to me on the situation, to provide a statement, etc. Please respond, basically. Literally, I just wanted to give him the chance to give me a statement. That was the extent of my intentions in reaching out to him in the first place. So he absolutely has knowledge of my attempts to contact him, and I have not heard from him. I think part of that is probably because I didn't even initially tell him exactly what Hina had sent me, what evidence I had, etc. So he didn't want to further implicate himself by essentially admitting to something I had no proof of. After all, I'm a very small channel, all things considered. He might just be banking on the story not gaining any traction. And we all should know by now that the #1 rule to dealing with drama, if you want to call it that, on the internet is just to not respond. Because by responding, you're essentially creating the Streisand effect. bringing more attention to the situation. If you ignore the drama, 9 times out of 10, it just kind of fades into obscurity. And I think he's taking his chances on that one. If no one really hears about this, does he even need to address it? The allegations go farther than just sexual harassment in the workplace. One accusation, for instance, would be that this should be, and probably is considered by many, to be cheating on his wife. And this is all assuming that Pierogi and his wife are not in an open relationship. I considered this. It was actually one of the first questions I asked Hina, and she pretty much shut it down right away. According to her, Pierogi is openly religious, and his wife is even more dedicated to Christianity than he is. It would be shocking and unusual to hear that Pierogi and his wife had agreed upon having an open relationship, and that his wife was aware of his relationship with Hina. Not that it's any of our business, but he could have at least easily shut down any accusations of cheating by saying, like, my wife knows about Hina, we're in an open relationship, bye, peace out. But he didn't do that, he didn't give me that. And that is one thing that I was hoping to get clarification on, so that that didn't end up being part of the conversation. Even if he said that and it wasn't true, he could have just shut down that specific accusation right away and then addressed it and handled it privately with his family without any of us knowing, because it really ultimately is none of our business. So I'm saying all this because I acknowledge that this dynamic may be at play here and we have no way of knowing, even though I personally believe that it is a small likelihood that that would be the case. Anyway, I know this has kind of been a long introduction here, but I figured the best way to present this story is to let Hina just tell it for herself using my platform. So the following interview is Hina's side of the story. I will provide evidence on screen where necessary, but ultimately, please don't take anything from this video as anything more than anecdote. While I honestly don't believe that there are other people right now in similar situations with Pierogi specifically, you know, I definitely think that Hina is the only one. I still feel like this video is important to publish because of the admittedly unlikely possibility that there could be others who are too scared to speak out and lose their jobs with Scammer Payback. Even if it's just a 1% chance that there's another person out there, it's worth it to me. And we would be silly not to consider the possibility that if none of this got brought to light now, you know, what is the possibility that Pierogi could go hire a new translator, a female translator, and then end up pursuing a similar relationship with that person? I hope that this video prevents that from happening. If it hasn't already, I don't think it has. But on the slim chance that there are others, I hope that this also gives them the bravery to speak out. Also, one last thing, sorry that the recording of the interview is a little bit choppy. I think my graphics card needs replacing. It's been giving me issues lately, so the video is not perfect, but ultimately the audio is what matters the most. So anyway, here's Hina.
Hi, my name is Hina. I go online by the name Dictionary.
The dictionary thing. You told me the story before, but do you want to explain how you got that name?
Well, there was like a live stream going on and I was translating in the background and the scammer suddenly went like, hey, do you have a dictionary next to you or something? Like, how are you constantly able to tell what I'm saying to you? So I just took the name from there. He was like, yeah, I have a dictionary. So I became Dictionary.
You are the dictionary. What is life for you like? How did having this job with Pierogi improve your living situation over there?
My life was pretty difficult before, but I'm not going to say it was to the point it is now. Financially, it was like I had to work really hard. I had to work really long hours to earn the money, as opposed to when I started working with Scammer Payback. After I started working with Scammer Payback in the beginning, the money was pretty good. It was, I started with $750. And that was a decent amount of money for me. That meant I didn't have to like budget control everything.
You had some disposable income.
Actually, you know what? end, it wasn't disposable income because it ended up being spent on booze. The beginning, it was a really nice thing to have, a bit of wiggle room.
Something I want you to keep in mind while listening to Hina talk about this is that she is from a very poor part of the world. While the money that she made working for Scammer Payback would be considered insignificant here in America, this salary was far more than the average income of most working people in the country she lives in.
It's life-changing money here. That's money that doctors earn here once they're in their mid-30s.
According to worldsalaries.com, the average monthly income of an individual person working in her country in 2024 is 81,925 rupees, which converts to $293.45 USD. Hina started working for Pierogi at a monthly salary of $725, and eventually that got raised to $1,000. Hina was making more than triple the amount of money that everyone else around her was making. The average monthly income of a working class person in America is about $6,200, which sounds insanely high to me, right? Am I just poor? But anyway, imagine tripling that to $18,600 a month. How would that impact your quality of life? How would that change your life? How would your life improve with that kind of income? And more specifically, what kind of things would you put up with in the workplace to continue making that amount of money? This is what Hina was faced with while working for Scammer Payback.
How did you end up meeting Pierogi?
So I was randomly browsing YouTube one day and I was really bored. I found this video and it was like about a scam baiter it was the raging series that he had where the Indian scammers would rage. If I remember correctly, I subscribed to his Patreon and joined his Discord server. And this is back before he reached 1 million subs, so it was still like it was busy, but it was a more calmed down server. That's how I got to kind of have casual conversations, and then eventually he needed help with a video, so I volunteered to help him get information on the scammer. Essentially, I thirst trapped a scammer boss for a video. Basically, he posted on his Discord that he needed a Facebook account to add the scammer so that they could get access to the posts he was putting and stuff like that. So I added him, and I told him that I know how to thirst trap and stuff. So I ended up getting a lot of information from the scammer, a lot more than anyone thought I'd be able to get.
Yeah, can you talk about that experience a little bit? Because I know that there's videos about this specific scammer that Pierogi made using the information you were able to get.
It took around 3 months overall. Not really the work put in, but just the time span was almost 3 months to get all the information. I would have like 2-3 hour WhatsApp calls with him.
Wow.
Video calls. I was like, oh, I want to see your house and stuff. So he went out, he showed me the apartment where he lived, he showed me the outside of everything. He introduced me to his friends. And eventually by the end, I kind of convinced him that I was into scamming too. I told him, oh, I'm going to give you a victim. And this is when Pierogi did his 1 million subscriber stream. Basically, he went online live. He took the call from the scammer. I started translating rapidly whatever the scammer was saying because they were speaking in Hindi and all of that. And he really liked that.
So he didn't pay you to thirst trap this scammer. That was a voluntary thing, right?
Yeah, it was a voluntary.
So how did that end up turning into a paycheck, a job?
I did the live translation then. I just started DMing Pierogi whatever I heard on the stream because I was tuning into the streams for a very long time. And after a couple of months, I just couldn't manage freelancing. I wasn't even freelancing. I was volunteering, translating at night and then going in the morning to work. It just wasn't feasible for me. So I told him that he should get either a new translator or, I need some compensation. So he offered to give me a job.
How long were you doing the free translating before he ended up offering to pay you?
A couple of months.
Okay. Wow. I mean, that's a lot of free work to put into someone.
Yeah, that's why I was so reluctant to leave, because one of the things was I worked so freaking hard to get this job. Let's say I put 6 months of volunteer work in, right? I worked really hard. I proved myself to them, right? Every time I think about kidding, I'd be like, I have to prove myself all over again to another person. I have to show them that I'm worthy. And that is so much time and effort. Do I still have that in me? I don't know, because I'm still kind of collecting myself after everything that's happened.
How often was he streaming? Like how many times a week, let's say, were you translating for him?
When I started off, he would stream almost daily, maybe
okay.
4 streams a week or stuff like that. By the end, he barely streamed.
You've sent me screenshots, and obviously by the time this comes out, you'll have posted a lot of them. So in a lot of those screenshots you sent me, you could see the Discord server that you guys were in called the SP Intel Hub. Who used that server? Was it just you and Pierogi?
Just Pierogi and I. We were the only people in that server.
Okay. And what did you
I
guys...
made it.
Oh, you made it. Okay. What did you guys use it for?
I was consistently messaging the translations in his DMs, right? So that's why I made the server, so that we could have like different, we could have it more organized. So if he needs to go back for, let's say, video editing, or to choose what part of the live stream to put in the video, he could just easily access it.
Yeah, and it was very organized. From the screenshots I saw, like, you guys had a lot of channels for translations
I did.
and Bitcoin wallets and like personal information on the scammers.
did.
And yeah,
I did.
yeah.
I did all of that.
This is when it's gonna start getting a little spicy. Would you like to
Okay.
explain what is HKD and what was the HKD Discord channel/channels?
So basically, HKD, or Haiku Drunk, started off as just Pierogi and I being good friends and, having small conversations. I told him that HKD would be like a safe space where he can talk about whatever he wants to, and like we would forget, the channel will be deleted. And so he can just talk about whatever he wants, whatever's kind of to just relieve his stress, right? So we started with that, and eventually that led to me and him getting drunk and conversations kind of steering towards flirting and kind of stuff. Then he started asking for videos of me chugging for proof that I was actually chugging beer. I'm not good at handling alcohol at all, right? So, especially not at Pierogi's level. He would be like, chug for 8 seconds, I can't see your throat, like go up a bit more. And that, from like the beer chugging, it went to lollipops. From lollipops, it went to Pink Buddy, which was a pink flitter. This is what family does. They chug beer in honor of each other. Alcohol poisoning is a very real thing, and no one should drink as much as we do at Scammer Payback to, scammer tears, man. And basically, he would just create the server, DM me whenever he wanted to have like conversations and stuff. He'd just keep adding me. And then once he was done, he'd delete it. But he kind of eased me into it. It didn't start with social stuff. It started with friendly conversations and having a safe space to speak in.
And you guys would play like video games and stuff together too, right?
We were really good friends.
There were a lot of messages between you guys. Like, we're talking like 50,000 messages, like a lot. I even told you I can see the friendship there. Like, the messages that were sent between DMs between you and Pierogi were friendly. It looked like a cordial, like consensual friendship, I guess, if that makes sense.
Because I did consider him my friend.
When did the sexual harassment really start? Like, how long were you working for him before it started?
I honestly don't remember, but I would say somewhere around 8 months. If I remember correctly, you didn't go through all of the messages on the original account because there were so many. The one that he deleted. He never leaked HKD into the DMs because he knew he had to be careful. He knew it was a sensitive topic, obviously. That's why he created a channel and then deleted it. But it did leak out sometimes because I would ignore him, and then he would just at me consistently in DMs, thinking that, that would catch my attention.
But also, like, he would at you in all the different channels in the Discord server. Like, he would blow up your notifications.
It got to the point where I was actually scared to be online. Like, I used to be someone who never used to set herself to invisible on Discord. I have been invisible on all social media platforms for almost 2 years now.
Strictly because he was kind of watching everything you were doing?
He was kind of stalky, yeah. So if I was on Twitter and liking stuff, he would be like, "You're not replying to my messages on Discord, but you're active here." Or if I was appearing offline or in a call with my friends, he joined my private server. I invited him. And he'd be like, "You should have told me that you were in a conversation with your friends. I'm waiting here," stuff like that. And then he'd eventually guilt trip me into leaving the conversation with my friends and paying attention to him. If I was online on Steam, he'd be like, "Oh, you're playing Dead by Daylight. Can you stream it for me?"
He had a really strong hold on you. Like, he had his claws dug into you deep.
Honestly, the last 2 years of my life have only been pierogi. I am still kind of in pierogi withdrawals. There are times when I need my friend, and he's my friend. He's the person I talk to when I'm sad and upset for the last 2 years. And I've lost a friend, and I've lost my job, and I'm a complete mess. He was my everything for 2 years. I woke up to his messages. I went to sleep to his messages. Work was about him. Every single moment, even if he's recording, he's messaging me, asking for how many shots to take or stuff like that, telling me how he's feeling, if he's like irritated with the recordings and stuff like that, or he's upset that he can't get, everything done in one go.
About 8 months in is when he kind of started getting the sexual stuff going. How often, once it started, how often were you doing it?
It was like every day.
Every day that he was hitting you up for it, or every day that you would actually give in and do it?
No, it was every day that I was being hit up for it. I've been abused in the past physically, and so sex isn't something that I really enjoy. I just kind of complied with the sexual stuff. I know it doesn't seem like it in the screenshots and stuff, but I don't enjoy sex. Sexy talk and stuff makes me really uncomfortable. I was never really into it, but I know, because, I've had relationships and stuff, I know how to fake it really well. I would usually agree to once a week in the beginning, but eventually I just couldn't do it. I just got to the point where I was just sending him old videos of nudes I made a while back, and I'm like, you know what? Fucking deal with this shit. I can't do it.
You would say you were like sharing nude images and stuff with him like once a week?
Yeah. Actually, more than once a week, because I just didn't want to record more stuff. So I just sent him old stuff to wank to, yeah. And I told him that this is old videos and stuff, and reruns is what we would call it.
Wait, okay, so reruns, that's a good thing that you brought that up, because that is something I wanted to clarify, because there are multiple screenshots where he's saying reruns, and I didn't know if that meant like you were sending him old videos, or if he was just like thinking about you, or...
I was just sending him old videos because I can, and you'll notice that reruns are pretty common in the DMs.
They are,
because I just couldn't, at least for the last 6 months, I just could not. So I would just make excuses consistently.
Would you guys ever video chat live together, or was it always just
the sexual stuff was only messages? He wanted to do live when he would go out of city or somewhere. He'd say he'd get a private hotel room and we could live video call, but I'd say, yeah, totally, and then I would not reply.
This was around the summer of 2022, and Pierogi tells you he's going out of town, he's gonna have a private room to himself, and then he says, we're gonna have to plan many HKD sessions, many high-key drunk sessions.
It's time. Hina, let's go. I'm here. Ha ha. Low man. Yo, fam.
I wanna, but I really can't. My depression is at an all-time low. I don't even have the desire to live anymore.
Oh dang. I'm sorry. What can I do to help?
Be there for me. There's no one.
Remember all the people you help.
I'm all alone, and it's suffocating.
I'm sorry, fam. Just know that you're helping people.
I know, bossman.
And that's something to be proud of. We saved 2 huge-ass wire transfers last week. A good HKD will help for sure.
A good HKD.
Trying to make you laugh, fam.
After the first, I'm broke again.
Well, I'll pay ya.
Ooh, then tomorrow, beer time. Gotta buy lube.
LOL. I gotta fly tomorrow, fam.
No.
So time to plan multiple HKDs, LOL.
My only companion?
While out of town.
ONG. Live HKD, yes. Daddy.
Possibly so.
Ooh, bathroom the
but you'll yeet.
You better get a room. HKD long overdue. I'm excited now and happy.
At this point, you guys, when he said it was an HKD session, he meant like cyber shit, right? Like
Yeah.
cyber sex, yeah. So in the screenshots that you sent me, he uses some certain terminologies that I think should be explained. What was the position?
By the way, October is my birthday month. You sending money today? Yes. Gonna reorder stuff from AliExpress and ask them for discreet packaging. And if I pay extra for shipping, it should arrive soon.
Never got the position, haha. Jokes aside, fam, it'll be okay. We have scammers to fry.
You shall get eat.
I'll get what?
Position.
Ah, you sure?
Yes, sir. But I gotta order first. Position with Pink Buddy is difficult.
Yes. Well, thought you would have had by now, haha.
Pink Buddy kinda lost the charm. The silicone and the is kinda bent. Pain. Well, I bought a laptop, remember? $50K this month, last installment, and then I'm a rich woman again.
Oh, noise. We gonna have 2 call centers soon. So lots to be done, fam.
Oh, that will be amazing.
I know.
The new laptop is good, and I can connect it to the TV in my room,
One is 60 to 80 people.
so I can keep it on.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's why I bought it.
Have you figured out the position yet is the real question.
I have. And the angle, but RIP Pink Buddy.
You can still do it without in the interim laughing my ass off. Sheesh. Haha.
Holy shit, the position of nightmares.
Yeah.
The position of nightmares. So he sent me an image. It was of a model who had her butt out. She was sitting on her legs at the beach. And he's like, and it was shot at a back angle. So you would see her back and her butt. So he's like, I want you to do that, but like sit on a dildo while you're doing it and take it up the ass.
Up the ass. Like specifically it had to be
Up the ass. Yeah, so if I'll show you the screenshots later of him just being like, me telling him, oh, my ass is too small, I need a butt plug, stuff like that.
I mean, this time it'll happen. Trust me.
Mmm.
Practice though. I don't know if it'll go in the other hole yet. Okay, I promise.
What's the practice?
I've never promised before. Well, I have 2 butt plugs.
Like I thought you got the real thing.
Gotta open loo hole up. I did.
Oh, okay, so you haven't tried it yet.
Hina sends Pierogi a screenshot confirming the delivery date of the new toy that she bought.
Even paid for extra shipping.
Oh, November 15th. I thought you had it.
I thought so too. I paid for the less than 2-week delivery option.
Yeah, well, I can just do mind reruns, haha.
But apparently customs loves inspecting those in all countries.
Yeah, lol. Mind reruns it is.
Yes, sir. Where shall we start?
You sure? Okay, lol.
You deleted everything, daddy. Also, dildo is 8.5, daddy.
Oh, good. Want to see? Lol, hi.
Yes, please, daddy.
Next time.
Tomorrow, then.
You gotta respect me more.
Tomorrow you can punish me properly, daddy. I'll be a good girl from now on.
Okay, good. Are you sure?
Yes, daddy. I need to be disciplined.
So what will you do for now to make up?
I can rerun.
Do you think that'll be good enough?
And practice properly tomorrow, daddy. Will that make it up?
We will see.
I'll be a good girl for daddy now.
So another thing that he says a lot in the screenshots is tutorial. What does he mean when he says, I want the tutorial?
So basically, my pink buddy that is now decommissioned after trauma, but he would ask me to just like, kind of like a blow up, but suck on the pink buddy.
So he wanted to watch you essentially simulate giving a.
Yeah. He would be like, oh, turn your, like, kind of put your face up a bit more or like take it in deeper. So, but yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
You haven't slept yet. Oof. Shots.
Shall I do more?
Yes. How many so far? I gotta catch up.
Lots. But I'll grab more. I need an erupting volcano emoji. Do you have any ideas?
Gotta get out of bed for this, I guess.
It's okay. I will just take a shot and go to sleep.
Oh.
Or, if you would like to perform live. Sorry, drunk talk.
Let me see. Give me like a sec. Okay. No electricity. Live performances be out of the picture right now.
Oh, okay. Dang. So go back to sleep me.
Yes. I go back to sleep with you.
No, I am saying I should put it away and go to sleep laughing my ass off.
How dare you put it away and not in me? Like so rude, Daddy.
Sorry. You wouldn't do in dark.
I have holes too, you know. They have feelings.
LOL. I'm just gonna chug.
Same. Let me record.
I chugged the rest of Fireball. GG for me. Those dang lights.
I mean, we could do like sexy lighting shots or something, but like Daddy, look. My hair is long enough for you to pull now.
Good baby. Put it into pigtails then.
Both sides. I got you.
Perf. It's that bad. LOL.
No, it's too big. Obviously. Once I'm sober, I'm making an HKD folder LMFAO on Dropbox. I have so many clips like oh my god. Even I use them to explode sometimes.
Really?
Like I go back and I'm like, yeah, we did this. And then I fap, like recalling the whole thing. In my hole, yes.
I should just volcano emoji, I assume.
Nor. Gimme something, Daddy. To work with.
So I chug then.
Yes, we chug.
Okay, I will find more.
Yes. Don't leave me behind, Daddy.
Okay, I'm not.
I'm catching up to you for like my explosion too, Daddy. I'll be a good girl this time and wait to volcano emoji with you.
Okay, I'll wait.
Okay. First can down, Daddy. Should I drink more? Or get the headband? Or maybe pink buddy? Tell me what you want me to do, Daddy.
Good girl chugging. I don't know, is one enough?
Okay. I get more, Daddy.
Okay.
Daddy, are you drinking with me, though?
I had Fireball. And found more.
Ooh. I want to drink Fireball.
I did more chugs. Headache, here I come.
It's okay. We have a day to deal with being hungover.
Chug, chug, chug.
Chug, you say.
Yes, I say. I command laughing my ass off.
Your wish is my command, Daddy.
Implants when
Costs too much.
I'm fairly wasted, to be honest.
I'm extra wasted. Like 2 days of drinking.
GG explode time. Go.
Okie requests.
No long pose, or is that prohibited?
Long pose. Tell me. I try.
Ass to camera bouncing on the buddy and feet flat on floor.
I'm a try. Dunno if small bulbs will catch it.
Ah, man.
I'm getting like 10 to 15 hours of load shedding. I need to buy like a power source.
So funny.
For laptop or something.
I GG's then.
No. Wait. I have a classic.
That won't load.
Okay. Enter me now. Thanks.
Did the lights not work too?
They no work, yeah. It's oldie, but like the best.
Can I see the oldie one?
Okay. Which one?
The doggy style pose. Yes, those are best.
HKD was not about being a comfortable space after 8 months in. Like, it was not.
Did you ever initiate it with him, or was he always the one?
I'm not sure, honestly, but I would say that yes, I might have initiated it a couple of times. I'm not gonna like act like I'm an innocent Andy and all of this.
I mean, in general, it was usually a him thing.
Let's just say if there were 100 times, 95 times with him was him just doing it. And maybe I would do it 5 times if I wanted him drunk, because if he's drunk, he passes out.
Oof, that was so fun.
Okay, I sleep now. I pass out now.
I know explode though.
Okay, go.
Okay, speak dirty to me, Daddy. Tell me how you'd f me. I want to know what you'd do to me. Be rough, Daddy. I've been a bad girl.
I passed out. I'm back.
New.
I'm back.
But so late. Daddy, you left me.
I passed out.
Daddy, go sleep. We will have the best sex ever later. Can't have you passing out midway.
One of these days, when he was trying to initiate cyber sex with you in an HKD channel, you told him that you were in the hospital.
Yeah.
Was that true? You were just home.
Yep. I had to go to really extreme excuses to make him stop. So my excuse then was that I had a heart problem and I was in the hospital for that. Small excuses just stopped working by that point. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna die. I have a heart problem. And he still wanted to do HKD.
Hey, Hina. Daddy here. Hina. Hello, Hina.
Daddy, you gotta wait. I'm at the hospital, but I have been a bad girl. You gotta spank me.
I wanted you to see my dick.
Daddy, I wanna see you so bad. See your it. Let it enter me.
But where have you been?
Hospital, Daddy.
Am I ever going to get you the implants? Also, how long is the hospital for?
I've been a very bad girl, Daddy. Promise to punish me later.
That's not a good girl.
Hospital for at least a year. But I'll be home by 10 p.m. It's 4 p.m. right now.
That's not good. Tisk, why have you been bad?
Why not good? I've been flossing while thinking of you, Daddy, and without you, so I've been a very bad girl.
Okay, what have you been thinking?
I've been thinking about all 8.5 inches of you, of how you'd how you'd fill me up with your rough.
Let me see.
What do you want to see, Daddy?
Everything. Position. Tutorial.
But Daddy, I'm in the hospital.
You're not being obedient enough.
I can't record. I haven't been listening to Daddy, have I?
Nope.
Will you punish me later, Daddy?
I don't know what more I can say. I mean, I'm dying with a heart problem and
Exactly. It was like almost to the point where that excuse didn't even work for him. That should have been like, oh shit, like, sorry, are you okay? It wasn't, he didn't even ask if you were okay.
no excuse ever worked. It was like, oh, you're gonna get home from the hospital, then you have to. But it was never, no excuse ever worked. Like, even when I tried to quit a couple of times, like, I'm not good at confrontation at all. So I wanted to make an excuse to kind of leave the job. So I'd be like, I can't do it. I can't work this many long hours, blah, blah, blah. And he'd just try to accommodate my requests rather than actually taking them as excuses to leave. He didn't really let me do that. By the end, when I left, I still didn't tell him I'm leaving because of the stuff you've done. I told him I left because I feel like I can't learn anything more from scam baiting. And I wanted to expand my horizons.
Ultimately, your reason for leaving was because of the sexual harassment, and you couldn't handle it anymore.
Yes. When I left, he was still like, he was like, oh, but we'll still be I'll still be your bhaiya, right? Bhaiya means brother. And I used to call him that. So he's like, you'll still be my behna, and behna means sister. So I guess he was kind of trying to see if I'd still help him drink or not. But as soon as I quit my job, it was a day or two after, he just completely stopped with all of that.
So he never tried to initiate cyber sex with you after you quit? Was
No,
he trying to
never.
initiate it all the way up until you quit, like the day before you quit kind of thing? Or so it hadn't slowed down. It was still going in full force and you finally decided.
The only thing that had slowed down was him streaming. There would be a month where he wouldn't stream or 2 months where he wouldn't stream. I didn't do anything that month. What am I taking money for? And those months were the hardest. Like, those months were the ones where I actually had to cave in properly and do the videos. Like,
Really?
not do reruns and stuff. Yeah, not do reruns, actually record new stuff.
There were months where he wasn't streaming and you weren't doing translating work for him. So, like, in order to justify him paying you, you would give in to more shit with him.
Eventually it became like, he'd be like, I'm sending you your salary, so let's do HKD after. So
In my opinion, that's not okay. That's not an okay relationship to have with your employees.
I mean, I never thought of him as my employer. I always thought of him as my best friend.
Were you afraid that if you didn't comply with his advances that you would lose your job?
He never said it openly, but I was afraid. I've always been insecure about my position at Scammer Payback. It's not something Pierogi did. It's just me and my insecurities. But I was always insecure about my position at Scammer Payback. I always felt like I was very easily replaceable. So I always felt like I had to go above and beyond to make sure I kept my position. Every time you bring up a screenshot or stuff like that, I'm just like, oh my God, did that actually happen? There are times when my friends would share screenshots of stuff I'd said to them, or like a screenshot of stuff that P said to me. And I'd be like, holy shit, I really didn't want to go along with it. But I don't remember those stuff. I just remember me complying. I don't really remember.
So, like, if you were to look back at the screenshots the next day, like, would you have, like, hazy memories of it at all, or?
If it was the next day, it would be hazy, but, like, let's say a month from now, I won't remember anything.
One very important thing here that I'd like to emphasize is consent. I appreciate that Hina is very open and aware of her involvement in all this. However, in the United States, for example, there have been many court cases and criminal trials, not saying that this is a criminal trial at all. It's Obviously not, never will be, but anyway. There are cases galore, essentially establishing that someone who is intoxicated, especially someone who is heavily intoxicated, cannot give consent. Hina often found herself waking up the next morning with very hazy memories of the previous night's HKD session, if not totally forgetting the whole thing entirely. A good rule of thumb that most articles that I've read on the topic suggests that if someone is intoxicated to the point where they're incapable of making reasonable judgments and decisions, they're probably too intoxicated to consent. If you even need to question whether or not somebody is too intoxicated to consent, they're probably too intoxicated to consent. And then in that case, you probably should not pursue anything with that person. While personal responsibility is something that should be practiced in all aspects of life, if you're being pressured to drink excessive amounts of alcohol, if you're literally chugging multiple beers to the point where your memories of that previous night are totally wiped out, you're probably too drunk to consent to activity. And there's no objective level of intoxication to where someone can no longer give consent. That has not been established. But what has been well established is that alcohol and drug consumption plays a big role in determining whether or not a victim can consent to sexual activity.
So, given all of this, would you consider all of this to be cheating? Because as we know, as he's very open about, according to you, I don't really watch his stuff, but according to you, his wife is like a well-known person in the land of pierogi, and we also know that he has a family. He has kids.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would consider it cheating, yes.
I would
and
too.
I would also consider myself a guilty party in that, so I'm sorry.
There was a power dynamic there.
Even if there was a power dynamic, at the end of the day, I'm the person that ended up being a guilty party and kind of destroying, I hope it doesn't destroy his family, but I was equally a part of that. I should have said no. I knew he was married with kids. I mean, if I want to get him held accountable, I have to hold myself accountable too.
In my opinion, while Hina says things along the lines of like, I should have said no, I could have said no, I shouldn't have gone along with it, I don't think that she was in the right state of mind to reasonably agree to cyber with pierogi. Again, just my personal opinion, and obviously this probably doesn't apply to every circumstance, but given what we know, I think it probably applies to a lot of them. As a matter of fact, I would say that she felt pressured to comply with pierogi's advances because she was worried about her job security. Pierogi was obviously intoxicated as well, but again, in my opinion, that doesn't absolve him from personal responsibility. And in my opinion, the one out of the two of them that had the responsibility to make sure that their relationship did not cross that line was the one paying the other's salary.
I mean, I don't know how he handles that much alcohol. I get drunk after a beer or two, but I don't know how he handles that much alcohol.
I mean, some of the screenshots,
really don't.
You guys were saying oh, I'm 6.5 shots in or something like that, crazy stuff. I'm like, dude, I would be on the floor.
No, it would start by the end, it's we always start with 3 shots. It always depended on his mood. If he would drink however much he wanted to drink, but he would still put it on me.
Do you feel like you enabled his drinking?
I definitely do. Yeah, I definitely did.
Do you feel like he enabled your drinking?
Yeah.
He would stream drunk all the time though, right?
Yeah.
Did the audience know he was drunk? Was he taking shots on camera? So he would turn his camera off and take a shot with you?
Sometimes he'd turn the camera off and take a shot. Other times he would just have it in a cup of coffee or something and just chug that.
It breaks my heart at how hard Hina is on herself. And it's obvious that the two of them enabled each other's drinking. However, in my opinion, that power dynamic between the two of them says that most of the responsibility lies on pierogi to make sure that these things don't happen. I say that again, in my opinion, because pierogi regularly works with people who are from the same part of the world as Hina. He is aware of the economic conditions of that part of the world. He is aware of how desperate people are for money, given that his entire job is to expose and shut down scam call centers that employ people who are so desperate for money that they're willing to make their living by stealing it from innocent people. I just find it hard to believe, again, my opinion, that Pierogi never considered this power dynamic that he had over Hina. Being her boss was at least a partial contributor to her willingness to go along with everything. Also, Pierogi is the married one. He has children, he has a family. He supposedly takes his faith so seriously that he's dedicated enough to go to church every Sunday, or at least on a pretty regular basis.
So from what I understand, his wife is the one who's mainly extremely religious. From what I've understood, he does enjoy church mass a lot. He loves Sunday church. He goes to different cities for church stuff. So he's definitely religious. But he's kind of toned down speaking about his beliefs online because he became a bigger YouTuber and a bigger content creator. So he couldn't really speak about religious views later on. So he would message me around 3 a.m. his time, like before Sunday Mass. And he'd be like, I'm going to Sunday Mass today. And then he'd be like, let's do HKD before that. So he'd get drunk and HKD. And then he'd come back from Sunday Mass and he'd tell me, oh, I heard the priest and I have a new look in life and stuff like that. So he was really into the religious aspect of things.
Right.
And then he also, if I remember correctly, he used to travel for events too that were related to his church.
Hina says, according to her, that Pierogi is the one who ultimately eased her into the idea of having a sexual relationship. A married Christian man should never lust after another woman, let alone initiate the sexual relationship. There are some things that we know about Pierogi, his life, his faith, and those are foundational things in many people's lives. And he went against all of them. He had the initial responsibility, in my opinion, not to engage in a relationship like this, but he did anyway. Even if she was pursuing him first, he had the responsibility to shut that down, not only as her boss, but as a husband and as a father.
So while I was working with him, I ended up becoming extremely isolated. My only point of contact for work was Pierogi. Eventually, I was able to contact the editor, but we didn't really have conversations. If I really wanted to have a conversation about work or anything, it would be with Pierogi. For real life, it was because I had to stay awake all night. I slept all morning. I wasn't able to go to many family events. I wasn't really able to plan anything with friends, because I just never knew when he would stream or message me. And eventually, by the end of it, I was really isolated. I've lost a lot of friends along the way. A lot of people just couldn't put up with me being drunk and complaining about all of this and wanting to end my life and then just going back consistently.
Afterwards, after you quit, how has it affected you?
I'm still kind of trying to collect myself. Every time I think about it, now that I'm not drunk, I just end up blaming myself. I'm like, well, why did I do that? I could have said no. Why didn't I say no? I am having a difficult time trying to find a job because I want to apply to scam baiters, but it's just not possible. I feel like he's like the king of scam baiters, so to speak. Everyone works under him. I don't think anyone would want to hire me. It would piss him off. If I could just go back to being friends with him, I would really like that. I know that's not possible, but I really would like that. I would like my friend back.
And you still feel like he's your friend and stuff like that. But ultimately there was so much more to it. It wasn't just a simple friendship, but you felt like it was.
I still feel like it is.
Yeah, because it's still so fresh. When did you quit?
October, end of September.
2023, so it's only been a few months. Like, you dedicated years to this, so I don't think anyone should expect you to have everything figured out overnight, you know?
I just want to talk about something that I've been thinking about recently, how there are no ways to protect people like me who work from poor countries or other countries for freelance, or, the way I was on salary, because $1 to any other currency conversion is a very good deal for anyone. And a lot of people a lot of people like me will put up with it because, money means more than anything. Again, being able to feed yourself is more important than your self-dignity. There might be other people in this situation working for other people, and there's only two options. You either quit your job or you do an international lawsuit, which is completely impossible for someone who's literally counting every dollar that they're getting.
So expensive.
And yeah, and quitting your job is an option, but then you're back to starving. So there needs to be like a third option. Content creators don't usually have HR departments. There's no one you can report to. I didn't have anyone I could like at Scammer Payback say, this is what's going on with me, and know that I wouldn't get fired, right? So there was no fail-safe for this. There needs to be one. There might be other people who are like this, and you know what? At the end, when you quit, you just shut up. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about how you sold yourself.
I think your story is just a testament to what people are willing to put up with to fucking survive, because there were no better options for you. Like, I hope that people understand that, because it's just not fair. The whole thing is unfair, and I don't think it's regulatable,
It's not regulatable, but there should be some way to at least hold a person accountable. Like, if someone fucks your life over, they shouldn't just get to live their life perfectly without any consequences.
Do you feel like your life was fucked up over all this?
It was.
Even though, you were more well off financially while you were working for him, you still feel like you came out of it in a worse position than when you went in.
I came out of it an alcoholic and someone who used to smoke joints, like almost half a pack of cigarettes worth of joints a day. I was consistently stoned and drunk. I have a lot of mental health issues. If he tries to paint me as someone with mental health issues, then he has the right to, because I do have bipolar, I do have ADHD, I do have high functioning autism. I was very suicidal during those time periods. So again, if he brings that topic up, I completely agree. I was not mentally stable.
When Hina brings up her mental struggles, she thinks that people are going to use them against her, as if her mental health makes her the more guilty party. And again, in my opinion, I think that this is wrong. Hina obviously is very hard on herself. It breaks my heart. It really does. I think this reflects worse on Pierogi than it does Hina. Just add it to the list of reasons why I believe that the position he put her in was inappropriate given the circumstances.
If he tries to paint me as someone who's money hungry, the only thing I'm going to say is everyone wants money. No one works to not have money.
Right.
Right?
You worked your
work a
ass
job.
off to be able to prove yourself to him. Yeah.
I worked very hard. I worked really hard. I loved translating. I loved being able to help people. And I loved that this was something I could do that gave me a purpose to stay alive. Like, however little I did, it was helping people. I was constantly going through my head and like, what can he paint me as to justify his end? So I just wanted to put that out before so I don't have to address it later. Don't send any hate to P or Scammer Payback. I just want him to be held accountable. I don't even want the internet to hate him. I just want him to be held accountable. Maybe, get some help for his issues. I mean, I'm a prime example of you wanting to be cautious about the people you keep around. I screenshotted stuff. He trusted me. I screenshotted conversations that were supposed to be private.
I think a lot of people in your situation would have done the same thing.
I genuinely didn't think I had a screenshot about the boob job because I really wanted to bring that up because he really wanted my body to be the way he wanted it. He wanted me to get like a landing strip, get my like hair in the landing strip and like the boobs, and he wanted me to get like color my hair purple and stuff like that. Like, he really wanted to make me into some kind of person that.
And just to clarify, like, you guys have never met in person either, right? This was all over the internet. Mm-hmm.
This is all over the internet. I just hope this gives the courage to other people to leave their abusive jobs. Don't turn into me. Don't become an alcoholic and drug addict just because you couldn't leave. Money will come back. It's okay. Starving is easier. Trust me. Starving is so much better than hating yourself every day and not wanting to live.
So I want to end this video by thanking Hina for mustering up the courage and the bravery to not only finally leave a job after 2 years that gave her financial security at the expense of her own personal well-being, but also for being brave enough to answer all of my questions. And I didn't hold back. They were pretty difficult questions for her to answer, obviously. It took a lot for her to do this, and she absolutely has my respect and my appreciation. As far as Pierogi goes, maybe he'll address this, maybe he won't, but I hope he just makes amends with his family and comes out of this a better person, a better Christian, if that's what he wants to keep pursuing in his life. Definitely a better husband and a better father, a better family man, a better business owner. I just hope he's better after this. I hope that Scammer Payback as an entity, as a YouTube channel, as a business, does not suffer from this. I hope Pierogi's bad decisions don't cause the business to suffer. I hope the channel can continue doing the good, important, and impactful work that it does, and that it continues to be able to help victims of scams. I really do. I'm not just saying that. This is one of the things I really struggled with when determining whether or not I wanted to make this video, because I don't want to see people who do important work have to end that work because of one guy's bad decisions. I have a personal investment in people taking down scams and helping victims of scams. I've literally built my YouTube channel on that in different ways, of course, with covering multi-level marketing companies and stuff, because those are definitely scams in different ways than call centers. So I do have a personal interest in seeing people who do this kind of work being able to continue doing it. I usually end my videos by thanking financial supporters by name, but this time around, I just feel like, given the nature of this video, it isn't the right time or place for that, but you all know who you are. You know that I love and appreciate you for everything you do. But that being said, I have every intention of releasing my extended interview with Hina to Patreon and for members only here on this YouTube channel. So if you are one of those people who are financially supporting me, you will be able to watch the extended cut. Just know that all the really important stuff is here in this video. There's not any like new bombs being dropped, for lack of a better term, in the extended interview. I just want to be able to give something back here to those who support me. So, but even if you're not one of those people, thanks just for making it to the end of this video, for hearing Hina out, for hearing myself out. And I welcome the inevitable conversation that's going to be had around this situation. I recognize that there are going to be a lot of differing opinions on this. My only request is that we all just be chill with each other, be nice to each other in the comments while discussing this. I believe that this can turn into a productive conversation, and we can do that without being nasty to each other when we find other people who might think differently than we do. And that includes Pierogi, because again, we don't know his side as of right now. He might be able to explain away some of his behavior. So until he does, let's just not jump to any conclusions there, but feel free to have an open, honest, and respectful conversation with each other regarding the situation. Anyway, that's all for now. If anything else comes of any of this, I will keep you updated. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Hina. Thank you, viewer. Bye.